Okay guys, well this is a very interesting video that I needed to bring to your attention because basically we have NASA admitting that they cannot traverse the Van Allen radiation belts. And so this actually equates to they have not ever been to the moon and that they will not colonize Mars. And so there'll be two very interesting reactions to this information and this video. I will have the people laughing because they have done the research and they have looked into the information and they have realised that NASA does not have the technology to traverse the Van Allen radiation belts and therefore the moon landing was a hoax. But then there will be the other side who wanted to believe that mankind was so superior in space age and we were gods. And this group tend to have a lot of unicorn heads in them and they tend to have a lot of science nerds in them that can repeat NASA physics and establishment physics word for word. And these people are going to really feel threatened by this information because they have actually been programmed to believe that man is a god and man can conquer the universe and man can trash his planet that he was born of and just recolonize another planet and begin destroying that planet. And these people have accepted that as truth and accepted that as a justification to leave and colonize another planet. And as I said, unicorn heads love to think that they can just leave all the negativity behind because they are starseeds or they are going to colonize another planet and leave all the suffering and leave Mother Earth behind in her distress because they want to live on another planet or they want to live in another galaxy and they are from the Pleiades or wherever they have a belief that they are from, because these people that have been programmed with this rubbish are no different than religious people that have been programmed that there's one saviour and he's white and he is going to return in the clouds and he hears your prayers and all of this rubbish that the religiotards have also been brainwashed into believing, and also believing that man is the centre of the universe and man is so technologically advanced and man can put a human on the moon and go and put humans on Mars and colonise Mars. So they will be very threatened by this information because they want to believe that they can destroy this planet and just move on to another planet and that this is acceptable behaviour. And what they don't understand is them actually having that conscious belief is shown and reflected in their heart, and the universe can weigh their heart and can weigh their connection to creation and their connection to their mother. And so people that want to hold on to this belief that mankind are so advanced, the centre of the universe, the pinnacle of everything, and we can dominate and destroy what we want because we've got that power and ability, so therefore we use it in a negative way, and those that don't use it in a negative way actually just allow the small group in control to use our planet in that way, and they say nothing. The majority say nothing, and we do have small protests which are rarely effective. Protests are ineffective. You are protesting on their playing field. You want to play by their rules that they actually created. This is why the sovereign movement is complete bunk, because you are actually saying you aren't acknowledging their system, but you are acknowledging their system. If you weren't acknowledging their system, you just would understand that it is all an illusion, only play within the system to the point where you have to stay off the radar and await till the system falls. Not fight the system on their own playing field. Fight the devil on his own playing field with his laws that he can change at any time. And you think that that is going to be something they allow when this planet has been taken control of by psychopaths? Are you serious? I mean, just changing your name or saying that you want to revoke your name does not change the fact that the planet is run by psychopaths and they have all the cards at the moment to a certain extent, but they are also dictated to by larger influences. So they don't always have things go their way. But for the most part, they are in full control and they have been running the show, The Illusion. You just have to basically think of the Wizard of Oz and think of how the Wizard of Oz is behind the curtain and he creates this huge big illusion for everybody. And this is what they are. Behind the curtain, the hidden hand, creating this huge illusion using their brainwashing institutes to do this, so their colleges and universities, all of that's been brainwashing. None of it relates to actual truth. So this is part of where each soul has to admit they have been part of a hoax on humankind. This is where each soul has to admit that they have actually played into the Antichrist and agreed to go down the path of the Antichrist. Until each soul actually comes to that understanding and realization, they will not be able to move beyond this understanding and grow from it and then understand more of truth. They will only be able to refuse the information and not want to see that they have been fooled and not be able to compute that they have been fooled. And eventually, the Antichrist are going to reveal themselves. So all of these people that are denying this information that they are leaking now, because basically this is how they are leaking the information about who they are. It's just under the surface, but it's also very in your face when you know what you are looking at. But if you are just waiting for the memo, you are just waiting for the Antichrist to actually tell you, then you aren't going to get a memo until the blind side. That's not how it works. So you are just going to be blindsided with the zombies if you continue to believe this illusion. And this illusion includes the New World Order, which are actually here and have been in place since World War II. And so all of you that are still discussing the Rothschilds and the Illuminati and the royals, and no, okay, they're all together. All of them, China, Russia, Europe, Britain, Australia, full of Jesuits. I mean, Australia is blatant, full of Jesuits in the government. The UK, trashing the UK at the moment, the economy. They are laughing at the slaves, trashing their healthcare system, kicking them off welfare. It is blatant. When you see the articles, they are smirking about it, they are laughing, but people just do not want to believe that they have been fooled. They want to believe that this illusion is true. This is just like in The Matrix when he says they do not want to unplug. They can't. They don't know how to exist any other way because they've never thought for themselves. So you either start learning to think for yourselves and understand everything that's on television, everything in college, school is all delusion. It's their program and it does not actually equate to reality. It does not equate to reality. You do not need NASA science to understand the laws that govern the universe. You just need hermetics and the 7 principles, which are actually now being discovered in the establishment science, the holographic universe, quantum physics. Hermetics already states this in the principles that govern us. The principle of vibration, the mental universe. It's all there, but Rome didn't really want you to know that science. They had a new science for you, and one that their Catholic priest created for the Big Bang, physics, that is used with science, and that was created by a Catholic priest. But again, until people are ready to really understand what has happened to mankind and the situation we're in and how the New World Order have totally fucked us over, and they're about to put the boots on the back of our necks within the next 12 to 24 months, we are going to be locked down. And New World Order is going to actually come together against us, and we are going to feel the boot on the back of the neck, checkpoints, FEMA camps, viruses rampant, forced vaccinations, GMO food, all while the planet is ecologically collapsing because they're poisoning everything. And also we're going through the shifts as we're moving to Ragnarok and the end of the cycle, and so we're dealing with the earth changes. And so all of this is what is approaching us. And so if people want to continually just hang on to the programming from Rome and hang on to this, we can colonize Mars, I'm a starseed that is going to go back to the Pleiades through my pineal gland, I am a guru that is a yogi and my own god. I mean, people really need to understand there has been a program for everyone. Everyone has had a program. All of the religions have been infiltrated. All of their teachings are corrupted now. They're only teaching a program that does not show people where their divinity is within them and how powerful they are. They do not talk about the great year cycle. They have removed that from everything except the Hindu mythology and scriptures. But you will have a look at all of the other mythology underneath some of the information, and you will see that they do relate to the cycles, the hermetic diagrams of the serpent clasping the tail. They understand. The serpent clasping the tail is material matter being dissolved within itself, being reborn through itself, resurrected through itself. They know this occurs. They know we're moving towards this at the end of the cycle. This is fact. This can be actually confirmed over and over and over again through various areas of science and information and knowledge and numerology and Kabbalah and tarot, and not only the esoteric but also the sacred geometry, the actual science of creation can also be found in this knowledge and the mythologies when you understand the esoteric information, the information that they have stolen from us. And so until you know who you are as a soul, until you actually reclaim that truth of who you are as a divine person and let go of all of this alien crap, programming with the alien crap, programming the aliens are coming back to save us, programming that the aliens built the pyramids, programming that we have to be in fear of aliens. You know, it's all a program because they don't want you to know the greatness was always within you, because they fear you. They fear your divine potential. But unfortunately, mankind will not find his divine potential until too late. Only few will find the path. Narrow is the way, and few there be that find it. This is true because people would rather just believe what sounds good, instead of actually going and doing the work, looking at the knowledge, putting it back together themselves to make sure it makes sense, and they've weighed and measured it all against themselves consciously intuitively. People don't want to do that. They just want to be told what to believe and who to follow. And so the person that looks the best, sounds the best, and has the most interesting information is the person that the flock will follow, just like cattle. Any information that requires responsibility, which is what the truth requires of each soul, to be responsible for their own divinity and creation, and their responsibility to protect their divinity and their creator and creation and the young, because this is something that a soul needs to have a responsibility for, most just would prefer to believe what they are told, and the easy shortcuts like decalcifying your pineal gland, sun gazing, coconut oil, oil pulling, drinking your own urine. There is always some process, external process, that the modern new age, gurus give their followers to make them have a belief that they are able to attain a sense of enlightenment through these external processes, when that could be nothing further from the truth. The only way that you are going to attain enlightenment is to have understanding for who you are as a soul. When you have an understanding for who you are as a soul, and that realization actually hits you, and you have a paradigm shift, the hanged man, your whole world is 180 degrees turned around, and you're more sure of who you are than you've ever been before, then you have actually opened the door to the inner kingdom, and you have no fear of anything, because you know that all you are accountable to is your creator and your divinity, and that you are here to do the best as a soul. And as long as you do that, then your back is covered. And so that is what happens when you have that profound realization of who you are. You lose the fear of death. You understand you are a soul, and you also have an understanding that you are part of something greater, something bigger and greater than the government, something bigger and greater than your priest down the church, and something that every person can attain. Every person has a path back to their crown. But it's a narrow path, and not many are going to make that path, because there are too many enticements and easy ways to be shown off that path when things do get difficult, when you actually should just be moving within yourself and finding strength within your soul. You have to find support of others, find support in the agreement of others. And while you do that, you are not in your full strength as a soul. You have to be in your full strength as a soul, and not find acceptance in others as something that you require, because people do not want to listen to facts and information. So that's pretty much where people have to actually understand this is all heading. You can just continue to dismiss facts because they aren't actually provided for you on a silver platter, and because NASA hasn't actually come out with a memo and told you, yes, we have lied. If people are waiting for that information to be relayed that way before they actually can perceive a true understanding for their situation, then really you are going to be blindsided by the rest. You must now start acknowledging just how far down the bottom of the barrel mankind are, what's approaching us all, and how that is going to basically play out in your environment with your friends and family. And this is the same for people that are still sending their children to government brainwashing departments. You have a lot of soul searching to do if you are awake and you know you've got a corrupted government, but you're still going with the flow. These are where the hard decisions have to be made. But this is where you sort the wheat from the chaff. Those that were going to listen to their instincts and act upon them, and those that just wanted to continue and move along with the herd and accept the common agreed reality of the collective hive mind, which is attached to Roman programming and the Roman system and Roman science, all on Roman physics. And as I said, he's admitting that they can't get through the Van Allen radiation belts. When you actually go and see for yourself the reality of their technology, it does not match Hollywood. And I find it interesting when I do post these memes, I do not get many people actually liking this information. Because people want to believe that you can fix everything through this shit. Or that mankind really are that good and we really can get ourselves out of this mess. No, we cannot. The tipping point was passed long ago. Long ago. We are just going further into the shithole, basically. Just deeper and deeper. We're up to our necks in it now. And people still just want to go along with the establishment agenda and believe that that reality is that, you know, is the truth. That you are going to have a career that means something. That university and that piece of paper that you paid all that money for means something. No, means nothing. None of that was ever reality. None of it. None of it means anything. None of your career means anything. It just means how good you were sucked into the system, basically. And I was sucked into the system too. We all have to admit we were sucked into the system, but when we acknowledge that the system was an illusion and we were actually suffering a delusion, then we need to actually acknowledge that and snap out of it and start realising that there is being a massive con played on mankind. So, I will leave that there and I will basically post this video underneath for you to have a look at. I'm not really interested in hearing long-winded comments about people and their refusal to acknowledge what was stated in this video. If you do want to continue to believe that NASA had the ability to traverse the radiation belts back in 1969 when they had the most primitive technology, and you believe that that was a possibility, then that is your journey. That is where you choose your consciousness to be. So, I wish you luck. You don't have to write me anything. Just go on your way believing what you do. And this is when I find out people that are very threatened. They have to write huge comments proving themselves. And then when I block them and remove all their bullshit, they'll message me like 5 or 6 times because they have to prove to me that it's true what they believe. And this is because they've actually hinged their whole reality on that belief system. And so anyone that threatens it is attacked and threatened. They can't actually threaten my information. And all of these people that have a problem with me out there have never made a video, not one video, about any of the information where I got it wrong and show me. All they can do is attack me personally. I swear too much. I'm mean. I'm a bossy. I censor people. Oh, you know, I can just have a list a foot long of the complaints that people have about me personally, but not one of them can give me any fucking response about what I've put back together using the Philosopher's Stone. Nobody can debunk the Philosopher's Stone. So until people can do that, you can shut the fuck up, okay? And if you think you have truth, then fine. Go off and have truth somewhere else. I don't need to hear about it. I don't go visiting people's videos all day, disagreeing with them, okay? If people want to believe something else, I don't care. I'm just relaying what the Philosopher's Stone has revealed to me in the knowledge and the codes, and that's helped me to see everything more clearly and helped others who have also gone and taken the time, and I can count them on two hands, to go and actually unlock the inner kingdom themselves and then be able to look at all this esoteric information themselves and decode it. So this is who this information is actually for. These people that have that ability. If you're not one of those people, then that's okay. You can just go elsewhere for your information. I don't need to hear about it. So anyway, as I said, I'll leave that there and I'll put the video underneath. And as always, peace out.